get very good vantage point for his taunts.
Yeah, I mean, so many aspects from Aurora. You also have to commend Doming's, stability on the Granger. You also have to commend Edward with these frontline engages that stops TLPH on their tracks. And I think that's the reason why I mentioned, even before the series started, I think the key here for Aurora is for them to switch up, because we saw TLPH play in a very aggressive manner, and utility junglers just stop that. There is a risk that you're running into like inevitable late game advantages, but the thing is, you look at the players of Aurora, they're not shy away from taking these early game comps towards late game. Dominic, time and time again, has proven himself on the Granger, even in the faces of like the carries, the Moskov. He stands atop the KDA. He's gonna be able to get those double numbers on the kills, 10 kills. In this game, not so much, because TLPH was not able to fight Aurora in the early to mid portions of the game. And then it didn't even matter, because even then, by that time, Aurora was just holding so much gold onto their inventory that he was able to dish out so much damage with the Granger. And that's why he's a very rich guy, 743 GPM. But the most important stat line here is the carry. Even Wolf, I asked Wolf from PH Broadcast, we did not like this Eve pick, but Yue says otherwise. We like Yue though.
Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
Okay.
It's a small thing, but it's a big win.
Now it's a bow down here for our BPI rich guy Dominkai. And for me, this is a huge statement as well, that others may say that you have to adapt to the patch, you have to adapt to the new meta.
Yeah.
But you also have to consider where you're comfortable, where you're best at. And Aurora Gaming is not shying away from the fact that, yeah, we do tend to baby Dominkai a lot, especially onto prioritizing his heroes with the Granger. 3 straight games Granger here for Dominkai. But if it works, why change it, right?
Yeah, it's also come down to now a battle between strategy and tactics, and Aurora's been pulling off a lot of crazy strats before, but they got down to stability, which they preferred, and now they switched it up again. They put utility junglers on Demon Kite, and so far their strat has worked against the cavalry.
Yeah, the patch or the meta doesn't necessarily mean fighter onto gold alone, but also switching up onto other roles as well. But to further elaborate onto what happened for game number 3, let's head on over and throw this over onto Wolf.
Napakagandang senaryo na naman mula dito sa Aurora when it comes to maintaining their box. What you are about to see is yung placement ng mga pyesa ng dalawang teams natin, with Aurora having the more superior box kumpara dito naman sa Team Liquid Philippines. To be fair, ang TLPH ay lugi naman sa gold. So ibig sabihin, pag tinignan natin yung mga pwestuhan nila, hindi ganun kadali para sa kanila makapag-deal ng damage. And ito yung sinabi ko kanina na kakaibang ginagawa nila itong playstyle from this Gatot Kacha. As you can see, ang Gatot Kacha ay typically ginagamit pang peel or pang protect kung sakali man nandun siya sa may, hindi naman sa harap na harap or likod na likod, nasa gitna lang, tapos gagamit ng AOG para tumulong sa kanyang mga teammates with the revitalize and with the taunts. Pero in this scenario, nakita natin si Light na siya yung naka-advance. And typically, ang alam natin ng AXP ang nag-zone out. Pero this time, it's actually Light. Etong si Edward, nandito siya sa way para matulungan niya etong si Yue kung sakali. And then Yue also helping out within arm's reach nitong si Fredrin. Ganun din naman si Demon Kite na nandun sa pwesto na hindi siya makukuha ng kanyang mga kalaban. And to be fair, etong TLPH, napakaganda ng kanilang plano heading into this match with Sanford nailing this one in the back. Napakaganda ng initiation as Light just utilizes the strength of his hero to be the zoner dito sa laban na to. And then eventually, papalag ang mga members ng TLPH. Makakahanap sila ng opening dito sa Lord fight na to. Pero makikita pa rin natin na si Light ay nakatakas, and then eventually, si Yue na ang makakakuha ng magandang usage ng kanyang ultimate in this team fight. Of course, nakita natin yung Winter Crown usage mula dito sa ating idol na si Doming. Kahit napakaganda ng performance, and this Yve ultimate that sealed the deal. Hindi na natin kailangan tapusin pa itong click na to dahil alam nyo na yung mangyayari. Eventually, TLPH will get a little bit of win in this team fight, pero etong si Yue, napakaganda ng kanyang placement, nabigyan siya ng way para mag-snowball, binigyan siya ng chance ng Aurora na maging malakas at hindi niya sinayang ang opportunity na yon. Balikan na natin ang ating panel for game number 4.
Thank you so much, Wolf, for breaking it down, yo. And we've seen some highlights, arrows as well, specifically onto Light and Yue.
Yeah, it's a very clear point made by Wolf here. A lot of good entries coming out from Aurora, effectively shutting down what TL wanted in these mid-game skirmishes, especially around lower dances. And I think that speaks of the volume of how Aurora just completely understands how these lower dances work.
And we do think that for Aurora, that was a very tactical draft as well.
Yes.
Like letting Liquid know that, yeah, we're still heading for the Fred win, but watch this. We have the heave for the last pick here for Yue. Reserving the very spammable Mage, by the way.
Yeah.
So far, it's one of my favorite onto mid lane.
Yeah.
And looking at the map as well, like it's more of the battle of the mind games here for our coaches as well. And looking at the head-to-head right on cue, it's Yue and Sanji here, the E versus the Lunox for game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the bottom 3 stat line, these are the important ones. Gold at 8, XP at 8, and KDA at 8. This basically just means that this is their stats at 8 minutes. You can see some clear gold in XP disparity, but most importantly, the KDA. 5 kills, or 5 total kills and assists without any deaths on Yue at minute 8, while you have Sanji sitting at 0. And that just, translates into how dominating Aurora's lineup was in the early game in terms of execution, but overall just in terms of their composition as well, because Liquid had to wait for late game. Basically they had to sort of like turtle it up and wait for the farm on Carl TZ, farm on the Sanji as well, because they don't deal that much damage up until that point where they were able to win one Lord fight, that they were able to climb out of this trench that they were in, but because at that time they were already sitting at a 9k deficit. They managed to bring it down to at least 4k, but then the lower dance happened.
There was just too much effort that need to be exerted if you're TLPH.
Yes.
While for Aurora, it was a very clear, like our clear head super fan of the day. Congratulations, sir. That is how you power up your dander-free scalp. Supercharged, we're clear.
There you go. Look at the hair swipes.
Very nice.
You call it so. I don't know what you call it. The hair brush. I don't know. To brush your hair.
Yeah. The important thing is he has a dander-free scalp.
Very clear.
So there is no hesitations at all. It's hard to play MLBB if you're constantly itchy.
Falling.
Yeah, you're constantly like, what's the word? Comment it down below if you find
scratching.
Yeah, scratching your head.
Sorry, not our native language.
Okay, delete your comment. Sorry, you don't need to comment it down below.
You still could. I mean, no one's stopping you. Like how no one's stopping Yue from playing very amazing series. Honestly, he's probably one of the best players in Aurora.
He is.
It's crazy how he, you see the grit from this guy. 3 seasons with Aurora. If you count, the time with Edward, maybe 4 seasons. It's been so long since Yue, has had the taste of being in the grand finals.
And remember, Yue is the lone player with a moniker of his own name.
Yeah.
Yue. Enough said. But some are actually trying to incorporate some titles as well here for Yue, but that was an epic comeback in game number 1. Aurora won versus TLPH after recovering from a 13,569 gold deficit. This is actually the highest gold deficit a team was able to overcome this season.
Yeah, I think the next record was 12.6.
Still, it was them and Falcons, if I remember.
Yeah, and now Aurora just overtook the record with 13,569 gold deficit against Liquid. Against Liquid, for the love of God! Against the Stampede!
And we're not yet onto the grand finals. Remember, this is the upper bracket finals.
Wow.
And for them to be able to do that onto their first game where it was really dominating here for TLPH says a lot here for Aurora. They are ready to get their game face on.
Yeah, I think at this point, these two teams, they know the assignment. They're looking at the binders. They're looking at the records. If you look at the draft recap, Zushin is the #1 problem that these two have to worry about. And also, the Fredrin. I don't think they worry about the XP anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So this does come down if you know, banning out or picking up either the Zushin or the Fred.
But I do think that it will boil down to our drafting phase for game number 4. Before that, might be a broken walls map here.
Oh, are you feeling lucky?
I'm feeling lucky.
Are
How
you
about
feeling
you?
lucky? I'm Rivers. I'm Rivers.
Oh.
Okay, we're not lucky.
It's okay.
We're
Because
not
it's
lucky.
hard to predict here. That's
Yeah,
might be an advantage for Aurora considering there are 3-0 still onto dangerous grass.
They did just win.
And for our picking phase, by the way, TLPH going to be the blue
both are
side
open.
and red side here for Aurora Magician.
both are open.
Automatically picked here for TLPH.
So, game 2, this was the same first pick.
It is.
But let me add one problem for Aurora. Granger's banned. So, Dom and Kite, what do you play? They still go back to the Fredrin. They take up the Gata Kacha. TLPH, they can just go back with the Hayabusa Hylos or Hayabusa Kimi, honestly, if they want to remove some of their heroes from Yue. So, matter of fact, this is once again advantageous for TLPH when it comes down to the draft first phase.
This is what I was talking about. Just ban out the Granger altogether here for TLPH. And that might solve most of the problem because Domikite was able to get great vantage point with his Granger. Plus, TLPH, I remember they're kind of a superstitious team. So by removing someone, but mind you,
they steal the Arlet.
okay, Arlet and Baksha here for TLPH.
I was wondering what was the hater that Granger replaced. It was the Baksha. And I think the mindset is for TLPH, they know Roar's gonna take the Frederick no matter what. So this steal allows them to play the Arlet with the Zushin while also not worrying about the Phobius, because now you have a Baksha to deal with the Phobius if ever. And then if you think about these first 3 picks by Aurora, there's no answer against the Baksha.
Yeah, and now we're able to see 2 from the top 5 most contested heroes for season 16 all onto the side of the LPH and right for Aurora.
Okay, I like this.
Okay, that's a Eve here for Yue.
Yeah. So at least it attacks both the Zushin and also the Baksha. Kimi could have been good as well, but the problem was it was against the Baksha. So this Baksha pick blocked a lot of heroes from the side of Aurora, but MTB found a good answer. Let's rush the Eve pick. We don't have to worry about XP because we do have Red 4. So I think for Red 4, if you want to go down to the nitty gritty, I think Lapu still works for Edward. You don't have to worry about you know, the art of matchup. You have the bypass against the Zushin. You get the stun or the control against the Baksha. Alice for sure is not going to be played for both sides. Again, Red 4 Lapu is the thing. So TLPH could just also remove that, and then maybe we go down to the Uranus of Edward.
Yeah, and also for the Baksha, they tend to go for a flex around this.
Yes.
Remember, JP is also using a Baksha onto the roam. And for Aurora, they could dance around what this child is also doing here. Biggest shout outs to the fans of the cavalry and even the lights here present on the Konata Astrodome. But what is not present is still the Khalid being banned out here for Aurora. Might be a hero here onto Oheb.
Claude ban. I think Claude works here. Oh, Chip. Interesting. It's an interesting ban, by the way.
JP ban. You mentioned a Chip for game number 1, right?
Yeah. But I don't think Chip is okay here. Because you have a Gatot, you have an Eve. I think they overreacted too much. There goes the Lapu ban. So now, Aurora, you go down to the Uranus or
Esme?
I don't
Esme
like,
will have a hard time.
yeah, I don't like the Esme here, honestly.
Basic options here for Edward.
Glue?
Glue is a possibility.
Yeah, I think Glue. But they have to worry about these 2 picks coming out from TLPH, because it could be a Claude, but then there's also a world where Oheb just picks up an Esmeralda.
What if we go back to a Hylos Edward? Just
That could work. Hylos XP or maybe Hilda. Okay, they still go for the Phobius.
Okay, somewhere in the setup here in the dark wave for Aurora. TLPH. Moskov for Oheb.
I don't like this Moskov. I don't like this Moskov.
Maybe it's all about the vantage point here for Oheb. him. And the Matilda for JP. So it's going to be a jungler backsha here for Carl.
I mean, if you ever wanted a gold lane fighter for doming, I would say Esme is very good here. Even though there's a baksha, I don't think you die against this composition if you're Esme.
But so far, Doming Kite's success onto fighter gold heroes is not yet that high.
Actually, never mind. They don't have a final, so they need a marksman here.
Let's see. He's not hovering over any heroes at all. Very nice catcher for Cameron guy.
Yeah. What about Nathan? Nathan, Bruno.
Go back to the carrier Brody here. If ever.
I'd say Nathan. Nathan's the better pick here.
The 1-1 is actually open if ever.
Obsidia.
So it's going to
Ooh,
be...
no.
Do you look? It is an Ixia.
There's a Matilda in the game!
He was actually touching the Matilda before he picked off and locked in the Ixia.
Yeah, maybe they're worried about it. Maybe he was like, are you sure, guys? Are you sure? There's a Matilda in this freaking game. There's an Arlet as well. But maybe somebody was like, don't worry, we'll protect you. Alright, let me lock it in.
That is a very huge statement to get a Nixia against a Matilda. And I do feel the contemplation there for Doming Kai.
Yeah.
And that's a very nice POV to see as well.
To be fair, before he was Aurora, when he was in Minana Evos, this was his most successful hero.
But still, risking it all for the match point here for Aurora. Let's see if this will be the final game. Will they be a representative and go to the grand finals? Let's head on over to our casters.
One win away for Aurora to cement themselves in the grand finals and book their ticket to Jakarta. One more game for Liquid to win to take us all the way.
And in that very crucial game, we see Doming Kite pick up an Ixia in the gold lane.
This is a debut and a re-debut, if you'd like to call it. Midnight did throw back an allude to Doming Kite's early days.
Yep.
Once known as Doming Der or Doming R. He was with Minana Evos. That's, I think, when we started calling him Pal Doming.
Yes.
When he started, really rack up the farm. And Brigida, you mentioned how you saw this on like a TikTok or something. Ixia and Eve.
There's this certain combo between the Ixia and the Eve, which lets you just lock down all your opponents if you get to put or launch the real world manipulation
With the full barrage.
And the full barrage at the perfect spot.
So it's like geometry. Like a triangle with a square. Or a rectangle.
But what I'm thinking about is that Sanford has a vengeance. Carl TZ may be somehow affected, but he does still have the Backshot Shield Unity.
And
but
there's a Matilda that can just eat them out.
Yeah, but there's a Guiding Wind and the Crimson Beacon. So there are just so much blink skills
That
for
could
Liquid.
get you out of that box. Which is, again, something Aurora is willing to play with. Again, this is the threat we present. What are you going to do about it, Liquid? Well, Liquid is sticking to a very Liquid identity. Look at their draft and look at how brazen Carl TZ is taking that small cap away in the bottom lane. They're up by about 200. Like, that's what that small, sneaky rotation got.
Yeah, if anything, I feel like Liquid have decided to just pour all of their attention to Doming, because it's been too obvious that Aurora are sticking with the Fredrin. So now they have to target Doming. But now, who is going to be the first target? Carl TZ just goes for Demon Kite straight up. There goes the RWM. And they just try to get out of the box, as mentioned. And it's so easy for them, but Edward flickers in with a Dark Wave.
Coming in with a demonic pursuit by Sanford.
That's going to be the first casualty of the game. First objective goes to Aurora 2. And they just get more out of that.
With that first trade, would have been worth it. And the turtle made it even more, giving both of these gold laners what Joseph would like to call the gold lane experience, and I think Doming Kite is having the time of his life.
He is making things harder for Oheb. Oheb just barely tried to get the remaining gold from that wave. His SOD didn't even land at the right moment to get the last hit on that second minion.
Doming sidestep.
And he just had to risk it to take that last minion down bottom, but maybe it's also about the laning advantage. For Doming Kite, the Ixia arguably can handle herself in the lane, not until someone decides to, like JP,
Yep.
rotate down bottom.
Change the math significantly. In a 1v1 situation, she has better sustainability, a little more reliable crowd control. OHEB kind of has the angle, that spear of misery.
Yeah, the passive and all that.
And as you can see, though the wave is at equilibrium, but still, Dominkite has that XP advantage. I wonder if there's a significant gold advantage as well. As you can see, Aurora, 3.5 minutes in, has 1,000 gold up. So that's what you get with one more kill and that turtle that you scored.
Yeah, it's so good for Doming that they won that first objective fight too, because it just allowed him to be a lot more confident here in the laning phase. The bottom lane doesn't seem to be a problem for Aurora, at least for now, because you would expect that Light might have to pay a bit more attention to this Ixia. JP could be a bit more aggressive on this Mathilda, but all I'm seeing are guiding winds provided to OHEB to reposition and keep himself safe. They're not guiding winds that try to push forward or threaten Dominkite.
Yeah, so it looks like Liquid are hunkering down for what could be the inevitable defensive state that they'll be in if they have to give up every single turtle in the early game. This is the second one spawning in the lower quarter. Quite the pull from Aurora. Again, we have two utility junglers. So expect that these dances will last a little longer. Turtle approaching half health.
Yep, no one's really committing just yet, but Aurora decides to go in first. There's the real world once again. Sanford using the final slash, but no follow-up will happen. Aurora are just going all in, and Carl teases the next target. Sanji's Crimson Beacon out, but Edward follows him under the turret. And that's two members down for Team Liquid.
And one of them is the Retribution holder, so Aurora can take their sweet time. Oh my lord. You mentioned all the dashes. You mentioned how it should be easy to dodge that RWM full barrage combo, but guess what? Mr. Consistent likes it when you dash away. He gets to chase you with the Infernal Pursuit.
And guess what? They're not doing the combo. They're using it at different times.
Exactly. They're layering it. They're not getting their cake and eating it too. They're getting their cake and keeping it in their back pocket for a rainy day. And that rainy day is today as Aurora take mid lane. Aurora on the way to taking the bottom lane. They're up 2,000 gold.
All theories are gone. Aurora have a different approach at playing this lineup. And Team Liquid Philippines, they're clearly surprised by how they're doing this.
Rick, it's a full 1,000 between OHEB and Dominkite. And Dominkite just went full green.
Oh.
Sky Piercer on this Ixia.
Sky Piercer first even, maybe. Or was it second?
Item.
Okay, it's
he has
second.
one fully built
Corrosion.
item. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's on his way to a Swift Trinity. But first, a little stopover, a little break there with the Sky Piercer. I think he's
That's
reading the
still
room.
something, yeah.
He's reading the room like, you guys are going to feed me the kills, and then we're going to go to Jakarta. Like, that's what's going to happen here.
They're just so close to making that happen. Because at this point, not even Sanford can look for those final slashes to make things work.
Not without triggering Edward.
And not with the real world manipulation in front of him.
That too, he has to stop. Again, sure you can dash through. You can, train on your targets with the Vengeance, but it's not like the front line of Aurora's making that easy.
Yeah, I think Carl, TZ, and Sanford have to be a lot more calculated in terms of the timings in which they go in, because it's so hard to back out when Aurora decides to punish you.
You know what? Here's one of those times where I wish Liquid had that Hayabusa to hunt down this Ixia. Because the last time it was picked was season 14, about a year ago, September 27, 2024, by Kozin, when he was playing for TNC. So the last time it happened in FPL Philippines, Aurora was on the receiving end of an Ixia.
Yeah, and that was a completely different TNC that we're talking about at the time. A year ago, Edward again had all his eyes on Sanford. But could he be the target? They're gonna settle for whatever they can, because at this point, Team Liquid, they could not get close to the objective.
Little trade though. Aurora did have to open up that bottom lane. OHEB doing work, getting farm on him. Maybe that SOD missing was a little bit of bird toast. even if it did hit, like he wouldn't have to press it. Like he should keep himself scared. I think that's step one in Liquid's recovery. Don't pick fights. Guiding wind away, saving OHEB from Edward.
That's all we're seeing for now. And fortunately they have that, but how else can they utilize the tools that they have? They're not able to play as aggressively because of the threat of an immediate punish from Aurora. Either the real world, the full barrage, or Edward just blocking every single member of Liquid from running away. Oh, smart move from Carl, but Oheb gets caught by the Unbreakable. Oh my goodness.
Something tells me Aurora have put the fear of God in the Liquid. You see how fast JP flickered away?
Yeah.
I think he was expecting a full-on collapse. He's like, no way!
Because it could happen. Edward was so close nearby.
That was a jump scare.
And now all they're doing is just going for the split push. Team Liquid Philippines, they're stuck in this position of they can't even pick a team fight.
Nope.
They can't even try to look for pickoffs. No one seems like a safe target if we talk about Aurora.
Not until Oheb is ready. And Oheb is so far behind. He's almost 2,000, full 2,000 behind Domikite. And he only has 2 out of 3 on that Swift Trinity, while Domikite is on his way. He's 2 in, but also he has a Sky Piercer. Luckily, no stacks on yet.
Yeah, but he also has the Sea Halberd, so like, even this early on, they're finding ways to deal with every single form of sustain that Liquid has.
Right, shield, heal, and given an Nixie, again, it's been a while, folks, since we've actually seen one in professional play. Might not even want that Swift Trinity. He might just want that Corrosion Sight, and then a smorgasbord of other damage items that you put on Marksman. Lord Spawns, upper quarter, Aurora approaching that 5,000 gold lead over Liquid, and I'm not so sure this is the right call. I don't think the Cavalry wants to smoke.
JP really want to stand up front. Edward, once again, it's always Sanford that he's trying to look for.
Oh no.
Carl TZ trying to close in. Edward forcing a fight down or on the other side of the map as well. But the AOG's already committed. SOD finally connects. Sanford goes in and Demon Kite actually falls. But Edward gets the Lord!
Mr. Consistent secures it, and they take down so many. The Liquid Stampede is quelled. Aurora finds the wipeout. Domikite is a maniac.
A sidestep full barrage from Domikite to take down 4 members from the Cavalry.
40 couldn't flicker, JP couldn't flicker, could have maybe saved someone with a guiding winds, but Domikite was too damn deadly.
Fortunately, the death timers aren't that long just yet, but they'd have to say goodbye to their holy shields. And Aurora, they're so terrifying, they actually go for Yue, but it's he the target. Domikite! It's Domikite they want! It's a shutdown from Sanji!
Oheb coming in from the back line. Demon Kite trained on him. Traded 2 for already. JP and Sanford.
Oh no.
3 members of Aurora are on him. Down he goes. Yue gets out.
That was time for Liquid to clear the Lord, but was he the best option to get that time? To buy that time for the Cavalry?
It's gone sideways as the RWM comes out of Yue.
Carl TZ and Saji, they still have to deal with a single minion and another wave in mid, but Carl, he's trying to close in Demon Kite. Sanford trying to catch up, goes for light, but he has the Unbreakable to move a bit further. Carl TZ gets blocked by the minions and the chase will not continue.
Aurora makes that decision. We can't force the issue. Domikite just spawned, and we need our marksman to be able to finish this. Put a dot on this match. End it with an exclamation point. 6,000 gold up. Domikite just built that malefic gun. So as if that range difference was already huge enough, he can now shoot at you from where you can't even see him.
That's gonna be a lot more problems for Liquid. Imagine how much resources they had to commit just to find that kill on Domikite.
A lot, Brigida, a lot. But here's the thing. Oheb has his Swift Trinity already, and he's on his way to his Wind of Nature. So that means he'll be relatively safe from a good chunk of Edward's damage, from Domikite for sure, from even Demon Kite, but not Yue. So Yue, as you can see, is on top of damage dealt. So all these swipes, all these hard presses, if you may do that with the RWM, are making a difference. That's something that Liquid has to deal with too.
And this Eve has a purple buff on his hero.
That's Carl's.
It's not like Carl needs it. He's not a Hayabusa in this game,
But Liquid needs it.
But they need all resources that they can, because we're still talking about a 6K gold lead in favor of Aurora.
We've seen worse gold leads that feel much worse. This is a very dominant 6K gold lead. And I think they're in the right spots. Domikai builds his final item to fill up his kit, has a wind of nature of his own. So in case OM finds him, Sanford finds him, he should be fine. Lord getting blitzed by Aurora.
Oh, wait, they're actually moving away. They see majority of Liquid trying to position themselves in the Lord. What could be the call for Aurora?
Deadly Dawn started off Final Slash.
Sanford finding some targets, but they're not the best just yet. Like jumping in, Domikai secures the Lord, Demon Guy rather, and now they're going in JP. All in, Sanford's next. They're losing members one by one, Aurora. They're going for the chase, but Liquid has to run away.
The Stampede goes backwards. They roll out. The Lord spawns up top. Aurora is inside the base. They crack through mid.
Do they have enough wave clear? Can OHEB deal with this alone? Saji, what can they do to delay the siege?
Full barrage!
OHEB is down. There's no one left to clear. It's a double for Doming, and the Northern Lights, towards their redemption, are headed back to the world stage.
Aurora are going to Jakarta. 3-1. They're going to M7. They lock in for the grand finals. Bring it up. They didn't end the regular season at #1 for nothing.
Top 1, 14 win streak, now make it 15 this season. And they're so close to potentially ending the entire season with only a single series loss.
GG, well played to the defending champions, to the MSC champions, Team Liquid Philippines. Tonight they take their bow, but they will be back. They will be competing in the lower bracket. But tonight it's all about the Northern Lights. Tonight we know one of two M7 representatives. It's gonna be all blue. Aurora. We'll be hearing from them on stage. They're joined by our hosts. What a moment. Here are our victors.
Roras, your winners, grand finalists, and the M7 representative, Aurora Gaming! Wow, incredible. What a moment. Almira, let's just give this to them, an incredible opportunity. Coach, team, congratulations. Edward, I have to look for you. Welcome back to the M World Championship, Edward.
Yun. Pero ano,
Edward, may tanong ako. Sa Game 1, ikaw nakakuha ng 3-man stun with the labu-labu para ma-set up nyo yung comeback.
That's right.
So ano yun? May communication ba kayo? Kailangan, alam mo ba na may mag-follow up ba ng setup mo?
sabi ko lang sa kampi ko, tiwala lang sa akin, mahuli ko si Carl, parang ganun. Parang sabi ko, tingin lang sa akin lagi, anytime, may mahuli ako sa kanila.
Alam mo, Almira, yan yung nakikita ko all throughout the season coming in from Edward. Talk to us about yung communication nyo kasi less than 12 hours ago, kinailangan nyo pang maglaro against TNC. Naka-apekto ba yun ngayon? How did you guys condition yourselves?
Ayun, nag-review lang kami ng saglit sa against TNC, tapos mas prioritize namin yung tulog namin tapos yung draft hinayaan na namin sa coaching staff. So, ayun. Okay pa rin naman kami ng 8 hours tulog ganun.
And Coach MTB and Dexstar made it happen. Coaches, congratulations. Doming Kite! Doming, yung Iksha, hindi ko alam kung saan ang galing, Almira. But hey, I think we have a different question for him.
Doming, kahit may tanong naman din ako sa'yo. sa'yo? Nahirapan ka pa sa pag-adjust sa fighter gold lane meta ba?
Hindi naman totally nahirapan sa pag-adjust ng fighter gold. Siguro tinatiming lang din yung tamang composition ng pagpasok ng gold lane ko na fighter yun.
Hindi ka naman kailangan, hindi ka naman kinonvince sila coach,
Right.
sila Dexter na gumamit ng iba pang mga fighter heroes.
Actually marami pa talaga, hindi pa talaga nalalabas yung iba.
So this means na mas marami pa kaming makikita sa inyo heading into the grand finals. Yun ba ang binibigay mo sa amin? Mas marami pa kaming makikita sa inyo.
Possible kasi long series So hindi naman natin masasabi kasi PH to. Malalakas talaga yung team. So parang composure lang din tamang lang. Yung magagamit ko pa yung ibang hero ko talaga.
Ibang klase, ibang hero. I said ibang klase, ipasa mo sa katabi mo who has been very emotional all throughout. Light! You were the light at the end of Aurora's tunnel. You made it back into the grand finals. What makes this so special for you?
Kasi nung mga times na malapit na ako sa grand finals tayo, natatalo sa TLPH Laging kinakapos. Tapos after nun, parang napunta na sa Indo, tapos parang napil ko na hindi ko na kaya. I mean, parang baka hindi ko na kaya makapag-international ganun. First appearance ko rin kasi sa Worlds, kaya sobrang special talaga sa akin. Tapos ayun, para din sa girlfriend ko na lagi sumasupport sa akin.
And Roras, this is Light's first M-World Championship! What a statement, Almira. What a moment for Light.
Once again,
Give it up for your winners and grand finalists, Aurora Gaming! You may now take your walk of victory. Almira, I have no words to win this series. They battled tooth and nail.
grabe, first time ko ma-feel ko sobrang intense ng crowd dito sa MPL Arena. I just can't believe it.
And you know what? Hindi pa tayo nangangalahati. Marami ka pang makikita. At ang karamihan sa atin ng mga fans, and we toss it right back to the panel.
Panel, over to you.
Na para bang ako yung lumaro. I forgot to speak in English because of that emotions.
Yes.
In translation, it feels like I was part of that stage. Very emotional day for the Roras, the Lights, by accomplishing and completing being our first representative for M7 World Championships. But props to Dominicite by getting the Iksha for this final game for our upper bracket finals.
Man, it feels like Dominicite. He had the season 16 regular season as his playground, and this was his proving ground. Doesn't matter if you remove the Granger, you remove the Harrod, you remove the fighter gold lane. Let me bring back the Minana Iwasira.
Yeah.
You're talking about leaders of the league. Welcome back to my Ixia.
You can take the Iksha out of the meta, but you can never take out the Iksha from his hero pool.
Oh my goodness.
With this
Aurora.
Iksha pick, many were concerned because with the heroes that TLP has already locked in multiple escapes, but what can escape the final slashes is Yue as well,
Yeah.
complementing this full-on barrages, not letting anyone out of his sight.
This is what I meant with like close to perfect MLBB. Like they just understood their own assignments. Edward sitting in front of the Arlet every single minute, every single second of this game. Yue landing the RWMs even before the final slash comes through. And when TLPH fully commits, that's when you see the full barrage, the full might of the Ixia coming out from Dominicite, really enabling each other. Yes, he did get punished one time because he did not have the flicker, but this play from Ohim was kind of questionable to me. It was a safe haven already for TLPH. They took down the Ixia, they just needed to defend the Lord, but because of this mistake and the amazing play once again from Aurora, capitalized on these mistakes and punished TLPH to the point of sending them to the lower bracket.
That was just too much to handle. Even after ending the game, we could definitely feel the emotions rise here. Ending that game before the 15-minute mark, Dominkite celebrating the tears of joy coming up from Light, his first ever Emerald Championships. Aurora still continuing their match win streak as the playoffs days goes by.
15-1 for the Northern Lights. You don't ask, you don't cast a doubt, you don't ask the question. You look at the light at the end of the tunnel. And also, Yue, again, immaculate performance from this Eve. One letter away from the main hero, Yue, to Eve. Literally worked this Eve with a magic on the grand finals. Usually, this guy has a curse. But with Yue, doesn't matter. You don't lose the last game with the Eve, because Yue makes you lose the last game.
Because they break curses, not streaks.
They break the patterns, they break the curse, they cast the curse onto TLPH. They even broke Light's curse of losing, constantly losing to Echo. Back then, RG Echo had a friendly rivalry, and now this ends the story for Aurora's question whether they can make it to the grand finals or not, because now they're Jakarta bound.
And now for our story, of course, the Demon Kite Coral TZ saga continues.
Yeah. It's not done yet.
All the objectives midnight. That is a huge statement. Without words, yes, that's a statement.
Yeah.
3 straight turtles. Even all the lords, all onto the side of Demon Kite. Like
even the buffs.
He was like, take a few hours rest before your match tomorrow.
He was like, Carl, I know you took a lot of turtles and lords for the past 2 days. Maybe you want to take some rest. Let me farm these up. Let me get your greens. Let me get your buffs. Sometimes Yue comes in and he was like, let me get a share of that. And it left TLPH scouring for resources, and they were starved. And at the point where Oheb was looking to just, get a, I would say a desperate pick-off against Aurora. That's why these mistakes were heavy, and it cost the TLPH the advantage in the late game. And I think that's the reason why this lineup worked for Aurora, aside from the fact that they brought up the utility jungler strategy that we did harp on even before the series started. When they brought up the Eve and also the Ixia with the Phoebus as well, it felt like TL didn't have damage in the early game. They had a Baksha, they had a Arlott that was heavily countered by the Eve, and then when you fully commit, you just melt under the full barrage. That's why Dominkite was just able to again free up the map, get some farm, and Yue as well being a threat, landing the reload manipulations first before the final slashes, allowing them to really not just cage the Predator but also cage the GOAT.
They cage everyone for TLPH, and still our BPI rich guy is going to be Dominkite with his X-Shot. A lot of his net worth came from the fact that there was no one that really could stop him from farming up the minion waves, even on the Turtle and Lord fights or dances, as we mentioned, was all covered here for our BPI rich guy Dominkite. And big props to Edward as well for covering up the final slash that Sanford was attempting to do just so he could reach Yue.
He was on Predator duty.
He was, no, you can't, sir.
No,
that
sir.
is not allowed in here. Not on my watch.
Yeah. And again, Aurora, they just played this massively. Like the tactic, the strategy was there. It was beautiful when they tried doing the old techniques with the assassin junglers, the switch up between the YSs and the Lancelot. Didn't work out. Immediately switched to the utility jungler strategy. It worked out, perfectly for Aurora. And I think this was an amazing planning from the coaching staff.
I know it's too early to celebrate, but for this moment, I think we could bypass that saying.
Yeah.
Because it is a moment to celebrate, considering that they are heading for Jakarta, Indonesia for the next year's M7 World Championship.
Yeah, that's M7. I was, Alright, M7. There you go.
Hey, okay, spells M7.
Congratulations, Aurora. You deserve
Only
it.
one spot is left.
Yeah.
And considering that TLPH will be going down onto the lower bracket finals midnight, waiting on whoever wins for Onyx Philippines versus TNC Pro League.
It's a tight pit.
It's really hard to say if it's going to be an easy fit, because it's not. Remember, TNC was able to get 5 games out of Aurora, our grand finalists. But let's check on how it went with their communications, their shot calls onto that last game. Let's all check out our Infinix mic check. Phoenix or Infinix mic check, if we would love to translate some of what they were saying, I would imagine like, okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's G. Let's go. You know,
Let's go to Indonesia.
Yeah, let's go to Jakarta because now they are Jakarta bound. They booked their flight. I mean, the ticket's already there, so yeah. But the thing is, you still have to worry about the grand finals in 2 days. Jakarta is January, so that's like November, December, January.
Okay.
January is 3 months away.
And
Playoffs is 2 days away. I mean, grand finals.
And this is also somehow of a huge block to TLPH because remember, they are trying to accomplish the Golden Road Midnight. And to accomplish the Golden Road, they have to be the grand finalist and the champion for our MPL Season 16, plus to be able to get the M7 World Championship. And the way to get that is to climb back up to our grand finals.
Beat TNC, beat Onyx, beat Aurora, beat the other regions, beat Onyx ID, beat BTR, SRG. Seven tall tasks
The
for
list
M7.
is just getting longer.
Yeah.
Now that they've went down onto our lower bracket. For
a
our
lot.
viewers as well here, I know you have your own analysis onto what went down for that last game. But for me, even though there are doubts for the Iksha, you mentioned way back Minana, Ego's days here for Dominkite. He was actually very efficient and proficient with this pick.
Yeah, he was the best Iksha player from my perspective. He was the best Iksha player in Season 12, Season 13. Nobody came close, honestly. Because that was the era when I was actually looking at... Matter of fact, I don't think they were... No, yeah, they were Minana back then. And I told Kaizen Dominkite at that point, I was like, I hope you don't disband because I see his team having a good future. But then they disbanded. And then Dominkite moved on to greener pastures. Definitely obvious with being a part of Aurora.
But somehow you have to take different roads.
Exactly.
And somewhere along those roads, will you meet your very friendly foe, familiar faces, and we will see familiar faces onto the world stage.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a golden road though. But for TL, it does have to be golden.
It does have to be.
It's gotta be golden.
It's going to be a bloody match-up later on as well.
Oh, lower bracket.
Even before their match has started, they're already thinking there's already a TL page waiting for us.
I can't. I need a break. I need a breather, honestly, because the last match, it's gonna be heavy.
And realizing now that Aurora finally will slowly sink down, that they are waiting on to their grand finals. They are going to be sitting free, watching all the games today and for tomorrow. And for our fans out here at Cuneta Astronaut, we really do appreciate the fact that they came in early, and a full house yet again for the Cavalry and the Lights, and a full house of games on what happened onto our upper bracket finals.
Yeah, I mean, we expect more, of the fans and the supporters, and of course the die-hard fans out there wanting their teams to reach the grand finals to come in the next few days. So again, if you haven't bought your tickets, get your tickets now, especially for Day 4. Day 5, I mean, it's kind of hard to get your tickets now because it's sold out. But for Day 4, still available.
And remember, after this matchup, there's going to be the Alamat Awards.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm excited to see who will be crowned. Who will be our season's MVP?
Imagine you just got to M7 and let's just say if some of the players from Aurora get some of those rewards, it's a double win, it's a double W, double dub.
Yeah.
W to the chat. W to the chat.
Okay, I was really...
I'm just saying.
Yeah. And for TLPH still, we've seen a very solid performance for them for the past few days. And as I mentioned, now that they are going on to the lower bracket, all days of the playoffs they're present here at Cuneta Astrodome, right? For the first day, they were up against a very worthy foe as well. A Titan has fallen, but still we recognize the efforts. And then for the second day, yesterday, they were able to sweep Onyx Philippines. And for today, unfortunately, they will have to go down and bow down to Aurora. Oh, so there was a premonition. Bowing down to Aurora with their opening, right? With Yue at the center of it all.
The actual MVP. Well, if you ask me, I would actually put Yue as the actual MVP, like overall series MVP.
They were able to pull off the full barrage with nobody moving from TLPH, all because Yue was the initiator with the RWM. And for our next matchup, it's going to be Onyx Philippines
Elimination.
and TNC Pro Team. It's going to be a sad day and a happy day for one of them.
I don't want to see an eliminated team, but we can't have to because we got to proceed with the lower bracket matchup.
It's the reality. But who will win? It's going to be another best of 5 series for our lower bracket match later on happening today. If you're still on the way, take care, stay safe. We still have plenty of seats for later for Onyx Philippines and for the TNC Pro Team matchup. And we're looking forward for another long game.
Game 5.
Max out games.
Game 5 against Onyx, Game 5 against CNC. Who knows? Like at the end of the day, I just want to see some fannies, some wild cheese picks, Hucket Rome. No, I'm just kidding. The fanny, yeah. I want to see some fannies.
I will never eliminate the Hucket Rome from my list again.
On Game 5?
Well,
Maybe not. Maybe not Game 5. Maybe Game 1. Yeah, maybe.
if they want to.
Yeah, Masha Gold, no.
But considering the Masha Gold, I still have some flashbacks.
Yeah, some nightmares. I still dream about Masha, honestly.
You guys decide whether it's a good or a bad flashback.
It's not a good flashback.
The
I
Masha.
tell you, it's not a good flashback.
Actually, one of Burrito's content was what hero would you want to see for the playoffs, right? And one hero was mentioned, but not the Masha Gold. Not the Masha Gold, right? Masha was mentioned. But still, for our players as well, what I want to see is who will be awarded. I know you guys are excited, so are we. It's Athena and Medad here on the English panel. Let's head on over to our Alamat Awards.
One of the most awaited events when the playoffs hit the league.
This is where legends are created. Welcome to MPL Philippines Season 16
Alamat Awards! For our first batch of awards, the Infinix All-Star Team 1, presented by Mr. Kenji Noel Sabido, Infinix Philippines' Gaming Operations Manager. These awards recognize the top players in each role selected for their exceptional performance all throughout the season. Players were selected based on their impact and overall contribution to their teams.
Winners of this award will receive a trophy plus an Infinix GP30 Pro. First, we have the Infinix All-Star Gold Laner. Congratulations to Dominicite of Aurora Gaming!
Next, the Infinix All-Star Jungler. Congratulations! From Team Liquid Philippines, Carl Teasy!
Let's give it up for Aurora Gaming's Edward!
Now, in the mid lane, the Infinix All-Star Mid Laner. From Aurora Gaming, Yue!
Infinix All-Star Roamer from Aurora Gaming Live!
Congratulations once again to our Infinix All-Star Team 1.
Our next set of awards, the BPI All-Star Team 2. Winners of this award will receive a trophy and 5,000 cash credits, each to be credited to their Vibe accounts. This will be presented by Ms. Maria Clarissa Lazaro, BPI's Brand and Customer Experience Officer.
For our first award, the BPI All-Star Gold Laner. From Onyx, Philippines, Kelra!
Our next winner, the BPI All-Star Jungler. Put your hands up together for Aurora Gaming Team Mankind!
Now comes the EXP lane. Our BPI All-Star EXP laner. From Team Liquid Philippines, Sanford!
Presenting next our BPI All-Star Mid Laner. Let's give it up for Onyx Philippines Super Friend!
And finally, our BPI All-Star Roamer. Let's hear your cheers from Team Liquid Philippines, JP! Congratulations once more to our BPI All-Star Team 2. For our next award, it is the Smart Fans Choice All-Stars. The fans were asked to vote for their top players of the season. This awards reflects this player's influence and overall contribution to the team and community. The winners will receive a trophy and a Smart Multi-SIM eSIM plus 5,000 pesos in load. This will be presented by Ms. Francesca Palafox, the Smart Prepaid Brand Assistant.
For our first winner, the Smart Fast Choice Gold Laner from Onyx Philippines, Kelra!
Next up is our Smart Fans Choice Jungler. Also from Onyx Philippines, King Kong!
Our next award
winner. You guessed it, from Onyx Philippines, Super Friends!
For the Smart Fans Choice Rover, completing the roster of Onyx Philippines, Brusco! Congratulations once again to Onyx Philippines for sweeping the Smart Fans Choice All-Stars.
Our next Alamat Award is the Infinix Most Improved Player of the Season. The Most Improved Player of the Season award recognizes the player who has shown the most significant progress and development in their performance. This highlights the player's dedication, hard work, and improvement, reflecting their enhanced skills, impact in games, and contribution to the team.
The winner will receive a trophy and an Infinix GP30 Pro. Presenting this award is Mr. Sherwin Madarang, Infinix Philippines Digital Manager. And now, our Infinix Most Improved Player of the Season,
Dominic Kite! Congratulations once again to Dominic Kite, our Infinix Most Improved Player of the Season. Next up, we will be having our Coaching Team of the Season. The Coaching Team of the Season award recognizes the coaching staff that has shown outstanding leadership, smart strategies, and a positive impact on their team's performance all throughout the season. Let's give a round of applause for our Coaching Team of the Season. Congratulations! From Aurora Gaming, Coach Master the Basics and Coach Dexstar.
Congratulations once again to Aurora Gaming and their coaching staff. Onwards to our next set of awards. Next up, our BPI Rookie Player of the Season. The Rookie of the Season award recognizes the best performing new player who made their debut during the current season. This award highlights the impact, skill, and contribution of first season players to their teams, showcasing their ability to compete at the highest level and their potential for future success.
They will be receiving a trophy and 5,000 cash credits each to be credited to their 5 accounts. Presenting this award is Ms. Maria Clarisa Lazaro, BPI's Brand and Customer Experience Officer. Congratulations to the BPI Rookie Player of the Season, Twisted Mind Sean!
Once again, congratulations to our BPI Rookie Player of the Season, Sean. Next, we award our Storytellers of the Season, those who tirelessly tell the tales of our players, league, and community members. This is the Best Media Award categories to commemorate the members of the press who have greatly contributed to the growth of MLBB esports in the Philippines. Winners will receive a smartphone from Smart.
And first things first, our Smart Legendary Features Writer Award, presented by Ms. Francesca Palafox, the Smart Prepaid Brand Assistant. They will be receiving a trophy, Smart ZTE Blade, and certificate. Congratulations to our Smart Legendary Features Writer, Spin PH! Storytelling as shown in its features on Carl Easy, Light, and Blacklist International's Ubistrat. Their piece on Blacklist International's Ubistrat further exemplifies their mastery of esports storytelling, chronicling how one tactical innovation relapsed or reshaped an entire era of MOBB.
Next, our Savage Storyteller Award, presented by Mr. Ron Muyot, our Moontoon Philippines PR Manager. Congratulations to the media entity that has created the most impactful content, igniting discussions and engagement within the MPLPH community. Tiebreaker times!
To MPLPH narratives from Aurora's lessons under Coach MTB to Sanji's tribute to his first Savage. Tiebreaker Times showcases how far the league has come, capturing not just matches, but the legacy being built season after season. Finally, our Infinix Mythic Media Award, presented by Miss Irish Camille Del Rosario, Infinix Philippines as PR Supervisor. They will be receiving a trophy and an Infinix GT30 Pro. Congratulations, All Star Magazine!
All-Star Magazine set a new benchmark for esports coverage, spotlighting Carl TZ and other MPLPH icons through refined, in-depth, and masterful storytelling by portraying esports pros as national figures and role models. The magazine helped push this industry further into the mainstream.
And Almira, I think this is the moment everybody's waiting for.
That's right, Hans. And finally, the award everyone's been waiting for.
The regular season MVP award honors the player with the most outstanding performance and impact all throughout the regular season. This award recognizes their exceptional contributions, consistency, and key role in their team's success. A homecoming when he began the season and now an MVP. Let's give it up for our regular season MVP from Aurora Gaming Live! More to Blind as our MVP of the regular season, and that marks the end of our Alamat Awards.
And of course, we can't wait to see them soar higher and higher, Hans, right?
I am sure about that. Congratulations once more to each and every winner that has managed to take over each achievement. Pero marami pa tayong laban na masasaksihan. I'm sure me, Almira, and the rest of the Champions Arena are very excited. Magbabalik ang MPL Philippines Season 16, The Playoffs.